What's going on, world? You're rocking with the young man Nuke, and this is Fresh Radio, where I bring you family, revolution, edutainment, spirituality, health, and hip hop all in one show. Greetings. Back again. You know, the week come by real quick. 7 days ain't that long of a time if you really want to get technical. But we back again. Not even sure what episode. I think it was 61. 61? Okay, yeah. So, yeah. For those who tuned in last week, this particular podcast is an ever changing and anamorphous entity that I've created. And truth be told, I am figuring it out all the way. Along the way. Yep, figuring it out along the way. The concept has always been what it's been, but just trying to figure out the best course of action for me and how to rock it. So, this will be the first time I'm doing it like this, as far as in the iterations of the podcast. I'll be doing a weekly show as opposed to 3 times a week, every other week, or some other ridiculous amount of numbers. So, yeah, once a week, every Sunday, freestyle. If you've listened to the podcast and previous iterations, I used to do monthly topics, but I did them on a weekly basis, but it was a monthly topic. Now we just kind of squeeze all that monthly thing into like once a week, keep it moving. So, that's kind of like the trajectory I'm going and figuring out along the way. I know people have short attention spans these days, so I need to get the video aspect on this so you can see my hand gestures and everything, because I know you got ADHD that's like me, so like you want to see things move and you don't want to just listen to things, but I'm more of an audible person, so this works for me. So, and I kind of want to keep it this way. I really do. So if you want to see the video of me delivering these things, then like, yeah, I'm going to have to figure that out for you. Yeah, because it's just not my thing. And I understand just because it's not my thing doesn't necessarily mean it's not somebody else's thing. So, you gotta, you gotta not do what works for you, but do what works. Period. Let's get into it. Whatever this into it is, I'm really. I like how last week I was able to speak on the different topics within Fresh Radio: family, revolution, edutainment, spirituality, health, and hip hop. Kind of want to keep that together. I want to make sure that that's a little bit more cohesive than it has been, but in the same breath, things happen, and we're just going with the flow. I'm doing it, and that's the main thing. And man, it took so much for me to even get to this point, so I can do it like this. So like, yeah, that's man, I applaud all those who are making strides through consistency, for consistency, having the ability to just be consistent with it. So like, yeah, doing this every week, even making the post and interacting with everything, sharing, like, yeah, no, it's a lot. It really is. On top of working 2 jobs and taking care of children, and on top of other things that um, maybe I'm not comfortable talking about over the internet at this level, but man, going through a lot. Isn't today? What is this? October? October is 12th. It's like Men's Mental Health Month or something like that. I know it's Breast Cancer Awareness Month. They will name some months. They will they'll attach a goal or a awareness to a month and select a color for it real quick. So like, yeah, I'm not sure what it is, but I know June is men's mental health awareness month, and maybe it's November. We rolling around. Last month was take your boyfriend or take a man out to date, something like that month. So yeah, it's if you're keeping up with it, just let me know. Just keep your mental health together. Fellas, keep your mental health together. Ladies too, take care of y'all. Y'all a little bit more astute to taking care of y'all mental health though. So I applaud all those who has a therapist or someone that can talk to and help work them through strong situations. So like, yeah, take care of your mental health. You dig? I don't. First, foremost, I never on any type of platform want to speak negatively about the mother of my children, my ex-wife. However, some truths are just truth. You dig? And that's sometimes the truth is a cage for some people. Sometimes it's a cage for some people. So I got to speak about co-parenting. This is the topic of co-parenting. When, from my experience, and it's not like I got like a lot of experience with this for real. I went through a co-parenting situation coming up, but I didn't know what that was. But from my experience with co-parenting, things work optimal. I'm not gonna say at the they just work when both of the parents can come to an agreement, or not even an agreement, because one person can disagree, but also understand. So like it's one thing like I don't like that, but if that's how it has to go, if both of the parents can come to an understanding of what is necessary to make things work for the sake of the children, then by all means, make that work. Make it happen. Don't try to hinder the other parent. Don't try to discredit the efforts of the other parent. Don't try to tear down the other parent. Make sure that I'm a parent. I'm telling you, I'm not even directing none of this to my ex. This is just me being able to be in this situation with co-parenting, but also to see situations of co-parenting around me. Cause now that I'm a parent and I'm co-parenting, I'm doing that. Yeah. So, yeah, like the children are the ones that suffer the most. It's unfortunate that one parent might want to make the other parent suffer, but in turn, that is only having the children suffer. It's a vicious cycle. These are those generational curses that people be talking about. Y'all need to break. So like co-parenting, if you came together and created together this life form that's a mixture of the two of you are stuck forever here because of this child. Y'all stuck together. The child has bonded you on a spiritual level. So yeah, handle your business on both ends. You know, you're not gonna point no fingers. Say male or female, black or white. I don't think Asians have baby mama problems. Do you know? Y'all know any Asian people? Is like, I mean, like, do Asian people have baby mama drama? Like, is there like a man, my baby daddy, all this type in the Asian community? You know, like, that's interesting. Have you heard of people who have arranged marriages and then get divorced? I've never heard of them getting divorced. I mean, it's been arranged, so they're arranged and they ranged up. So yeah, I don't know. This is just a couple of interesting thoughts I popped off in the top of my head. I want to speak about something that I heard about maybe like a week or so ago. It was a minute ago I heard about this. The Martavion Reed. Listen, I haven't heard his name spoken at all. I've seen it in print on the internet, threads. I be on threads. I've seen it on threads a lot. I shared a couple tweets. I never gave my thoughts on it though. So I apologize if I slurred and slayed his name. Trey Reed, 21-year-old black student, Delta State University in Mississippi. He was found hanging from a tree. Okay. As a black male in America, I'm not African American. Like, I've never been to Africa. I just never been to Africa. I've been to Canada more times than I've been to Africa. So yeah. It's wild. It's definitely wild. But I can relate to the experience of a black man in the South. My grandparents are black people from the South. My grandmother's, one of my grandmother's father was a sharecropper. Is it sharecropper or sharecropper? He was a slave. So like slavery wasn't that long ago. She was picking cotton, 100 pounds a day as a child. If she didn't get her quota, she'd get beat. So yeah, like it's not that far removed from the experience, if you will. And to hear in 2025, the grand year of Beyonce, that there are strange fruit still swinging from the trees. I hope that the parents get their answers that they need for closure. Closure is always great. Not to speak ill or anything on anybody else, but like, what before you say take one of mine, I'm gonna take 3 of theirs. Yeah. It's yeah, we'll move forward because I don't want to Take the energy down. Too low. As many of us know, the government still shut down. I don't know. A lot of people are out in these work furloughs. Basically, they don't have a job and they ain't getting no checks. And Congress needs to pass a bill of funding. So they need to figure out where this money gonna come from. And how are we gonna pay these people to do their jobs? Otherwise, nobody gonna get paid. So be on the lookout for news events that are not being reported on. That's it. That's the word. I know some people who work at those docks that receive shipments and things like that from China, overseas, import, exports, those type of docks. And when the president of the United States Corporation decided to put tariffs, that kind of affected those dock workers because they started slowly seeing the shipments sail away. Ooh, slowly seeing the shipments sail away. Yeah. This government shutdown, who knows how long it's gonna last? Truly, who knows how long it's going to last? I urge you guys to start learning how to grow fruit and vegetables. But my cucumbers died. I think it's the end of the season. I don't know, but they all died, and then my daughter brought in the stragglers. So like, I gotta uproot this cucumber plant. Might plant me some greens. Who knows? I don't know. Strawberries still looking dope. Nah, I probably just gonna leave them alone. I replanted a lot of strawberries, and they thrived to a degree. Some of them thrived. A couple of them thrived. A lot of them died. But yeah, learn how to plant some fruits, some vegetables. You're gonna have to do something if you want some cucumbers for whatever you want. You want lettuce for a salad or a hamburger or something. You're gonna learn how to grow it because it's gonna be some trifling looking things in these grocery stores. And if it ain't trifling, the best with honors is gonna cost you some money for sure. You're gonna have to shop at the Whole Foods to get your food imported from a place that is probably underground. It hasn't seen the sunlight at all, so it's some artificial plant that was grown under an artificial light, and you're gonna eat it because it looks better than the stuff that they growing on top of the soil. So yeah, not to be too apocalyptic and nothing like that, but like, yeah, man, listen, these things happen. Be prepared. No fear mongering or nothing like that. So I heard about also in Mississippi that there was a high school homecoming shooting. Several people were dead, many injured. I will be homeschooling my children. It's just wild, man. I don't know what's going on. I live in a bubble. I really do. I live in a bubble. And for me to hear something like this happening at high school just lets me know that it can happen at middle school. And I got to get my stuff together. I really do. I got to get my children to be able to become more abstract thinkers in this interplanetary environment that we are currently residing in. I was talking on the phone with my siblings, and all three of us. We were discussing different topics, and our brother, he is an abstract thinker for sure. And he says, man, that's what's wrong with y'all. Y'all be thinking y'all in the third dimension, this third dimension reality. But man, we were over here moving into the fifth and sixth and seventh dimensions right now. So like that's why you got to start seeing portals open and this weird stuff happening and like he's speaking some type of facts. So to prepare my children for things like that, I gotta get them into around certain environments that are conducive to their learning and their thinking, and that's that. You dig? So the grind is real, the grit is real, the readiness is real, and moving that in a positive direction and positive needle, that's what's really necessary for sure. Man, it's really necessary for sure. Prayers to all of those who have lost life in that tragic event in Mississippi at the high school. And man, people die every day, B. But you don't really feel it until they hit home. Till it's like someone that you seen every day, someone that you exchange emotions with. Yeah. Yeah. So I want to take this time to really say peace, love, blessings to everyone out there who has lost a loved one, whether recently or in the past, or the anniversaries coming up, or just man, if you've lost somebody, if you lost love, and it's no longer to be found on this physical. I want to say peace to y'all, and I don't want to. I want to express my condolences, but I also want to breathe life into a dark place that may be in your heart. So yeah, once again, peace and blessings to anyone who's ever lost a loved one. Did y'all know honey doesn't expire? Bee spit doesn't expire. So it does something, enzymes and things like that, but it doesn't expire. So yeah, there's something about that. I don't know too many substances that just don't have an expiration date. I got a watermelon on the vine that just expired. How did it expire when it wasn't even done cooking? I don't even know if it was done cooking. We're gonna check on that a little bit later, I guess. I don't know. Maybe I'll take it off the vine. Yeah, yeah. But yeah, like so, man. Nature's amazing. My brother told me, he was like, "Yo, you gotta look at nature, be one with nature, and study nature, and you'll get your answers from that." So I will say this: last week I did an hour-long show. It was definitely a very, very eventful show, but for real, technically, stupidly, I don't like doing hour-long shows unless I really got something to talk about. So do a vote, please. Vote. Do you like hour-long shows? Do I have to keep this together for a whole hour? I can. Don't get me wrong. I can, but for the most part, having an hour-long show, unless I'm paid for it, um, I don't want to get too boring. It's just me. I don't even got no sound effects. I don't got no claps. I don't got no cheers or nothing like that. It's just me talking into the microphone. Maybe I put some background music on one day. I don't know. What y'all think, like some meditation music? I don't know. I don't know what would set the tone for what I got going on. I could play some rap music. Next year, next week. Yeah, next week. I am releasing some rap music, hip hop. Uh, I am doing it in the physical. There will be no Spotify, and we're gonna rock it like this. You know. Yeah. I think I'm doing a listening party next year or next week. I keep saying next year, next week. Do a listening party. I don't know if there's going to be an official album release party. I maybe save up for the summer and figure out something for the summer. But no, we're just doing this one quietly. And for everyone who's actually paying attention and listening, I appreciate y'all. This is this first run. I'm going to talk about a little bit till next week. But this first run of songs is going to be, this first ring of CDs is going to be a collector's edition. I'm going to put these songs out there so that they can be, just collector's edition, $15. I don't know how long is the actual CD. I think the CD might be like pushing about 40, 50 minutes, because the bonus track, the 6 tracks, the bonus track is definitely pushing 20 minutes. The 5 tracks beforehand are pushing 20 minutes for sure, a little bit over 20 minutes. So you probably got about almost an hour worth of music for sure. And next week, next Sunday actually, it's going to be officially releasing. All of the pre-orders will go out. So actually, I'll talk about it a little bit later, but maybe a matter of fact, I'll just talk about it now. It's already, we're kind of here. I received a letter from disc makers, basically saying that email saying that my order has been delayed, so I won't get the physicals when I think I need to get the physicals, and that's kind of sad. I'm teary-eyed about that, but life moved forward, and everybody who put in the pre-order, the very few of y'all that put in the pre-order, I appreciate that. I'm going to get to y'all as soon as possible. So as soon as I get my the physicals in, I'm gonna shoot y'all this stuff out. So I appreciate that. Art Form, the EP, 5 tracks, one of them featuring the late great MC Breed. I will talk about it next week. We'll go further in depth. I'll let you know why this EP is it's important, not just to me but to the landscape of the time. I was crafting a dope classic in my personal opinion at that point. And based upon the things that were going on sonically and musically, I had a nice little lane that I was crafting for myself. And I continued on that lane. I continued on that path, but maybe not in the motion and direction that I thought. And we're here today. We're going to keep it moving forward. So we'll talk about that next week for sure. We'll talk about the Art Form EP. That is the official release date next week, next Sunday. So we'll talk all things Art Form next week. And also I want to talk about social media. Listen, I'll be on all the social medias. I'll do something different on all the social medias. I use Snapchat. I like to flirt on Snapchat for sure, but in the same breath, when I post a picture on Snapchat, it's what I'm actually doing real time. I've learned to delay some of my pictures or make sure I'm posting and getting out, because some people do run up on you when they figure out where you at. So I don't play that type of junk. So but I post my real time on Snapchat, what I got going on, what I'm doing while I'm doing it. And I use Instagram as a visual, what do they call it? I don't want to say a manifesting book wall. Please, somebody help me. Vision board. Yep, that's what it is. That's why I kind of use my Instagram as a vision board, of my life, the things I got going on, the things that I'm doing, the capturing that moment, You know, I used to say my tagline used to be, "Man, see my vision through a future or through a filter." I used to post pictures with live filters and whatever, whatnot. But um, it's evolved. The thing of Instagram has evolved to the point where um, it's a lot. It's a lot different. It's a lot different now. So yeah, we're here. Just making posts, and my story does jump. I don't charge for um actively promoting on my story, but we definitely have to have some type of business together before I promote on my story. Something that you got going on. But I definitely just post what I got going on in my story, what's happening in current events on my particular story, and I interact with the people who I see, the people who I do business with. So yeah. Twitter. Yeah, I haven't been on Twitter in so long. I won't even hold you up because I've been on Threads. Threads is the new Twitter. I won't hold you up. Threads is unfiltered. It's unsexualized at this point. There's a lot of bots on there, but like yeah, it's really the place to be. So if you ain't on Threads, be on Threads. But Twitter, I still get on Twitter. I got long term followers. I've been on Twitter for like 15 years, probably 17 years. I don't know how long I've been on Twitter, but I've been on Twitter for a long time. And I developed online relationships with people on the Twitch shit. So I still go on Twitter and talk my ish, and that's that. I got a couple celebrity followers who probably they either uh, don't care about me, and they just like Barack Obama follows me. I don't. Barack Obama follows me on Twitter, and I appreciate he was following me when he was the president. Like that was something he popped off. Like when I don't know, it was right when he was becoming the president or something. He's been following me for some years at this point. He's never interacted with me. He's never sent me a tweet or nothing like that. But the fact of the matter is, I don't follow him, and I've never followed Barack Obama. But the fact that he's there has some people, they like that. They're like, dang man, the president follows you. Not too many people got the president following you or the former president following them. So like, yeah, I'm one of them lucky 5,000 people or 50,000 people, I guess. So like I said, I go in there, I interact with my peoples and keep it moving. On the Twitch shit, X. What else do I use? I got Facebook, man, and my Facebook fan page is typically where I go to expand my reach into the Facebook realm, the largest possible social media on the planet. So, on my personal Facebook page, that's people who I actually have interacted with, done business with, will do business with, and or I've grew up with, I've known for decades. Like that's my Facebook page, and it's a very small few people in there. So I don't expect what is it? I don't expect overall sympathy from the people on my Facebook page because they kind of know me. They've been intimate with me in one way or another. No homo for those that need that clarification. But like yeah, no. So those are the people who see it. They get it. You dig? Like on my personal Facebook page. Been doing this. Yeah, I changed my name to Been Doing This. And they took the doing out of it because they said that's not a real name. So, okay, as long as they let me keep Ben in this, guess I'm good. So, yeah. But Been Doing This, internet shit. You dig? And that's not my name, though. I want to give a shout out to Keys to the Streets TV. Yo, she got an event coming up December 30th, downtown Los Angeles, private location. $1,000 to the best performer, $1,000 to the best vendor, and I think she said like what was it, $1,000 to the best smoker. I know you get a free ounce of weed if you're the best smoker. You gotta hit me up in the inbox or hit her up in the inbox for more details. That is December 30th, downtown Los Angeles. This is open to all artists, all vendors, all smokers across the country. I know I got a little reach. So, Keys to the Streets TV, the gift that keeps giving. It's an event, December 30th. Be there. I know that it gets rough, man. It really does. It gets rough. And the fact of the matter is that I got to record this stuff. It's going to get a little bit rougher. But, I know that the consistency is going to have to continue and do what it need to do. I mean, that's just it. So, whether I do 30 minutes, and I'm always going to do 30 minutes for sure. I don't, when I was doing all the episodes beforehand, that was just me getting up and getting primed so I can do something every day, just been, and keeping it moving. But I know that there's always some technical difficulties for sure. So, yeah, 30 minutes. We closing in on 45 at this point. I know I want to just make sure that like the goal on YouTube is to make these conversations to where you can get to this point in the video from the beginning of the video and you be like, yo, man, he was really spitting that whole video. Like, man, it was very informative. But like, man, listen, I ain't gonna hold you up, man. I want to be able to keep your attention for the whole duration of you tuning in. That's why I cut it down to just 5-10 minute things, because I'd rather you listen to me deliver 5 minutes of some pure fire than me going on a tangent for 40 minutes and not having anything to show for it afterwards. That's weird. But yeah, I know I'm about to close out in a minute because hey, it's getting a little late. To those out there in the social media land, follow me. NUKNOE.LINK. That's where all the social medias are. That's anything that I do on the internet. It's there on that link. My webpage, if you want to know a little bit more about me, go to NUKNOE.com. You can purchase my poetry book from any of those links. I think there's a discount if you go to my website for sure. That's what I want to do. I want to make sure that people who tap in with me, who actually really follow and rock with the young man, that they get the most optimal experience when it comes to dealing with me for sure. So yeah, man, tap in NUKNOE.com.link. Man, I got some poetry book I wrote. I got 2 business books about the music industry. I'm working on the 3rd. And I got a book about man, it was just some thoughts that was coming together during my, I don't want to say my spiritual journey, because I'm always on the spiritual journey for sure, but just the healing journey after coming out of my divorce and coming into the situation. So I wrote a book of some affirmations and just thoughts that I resonated with me. All that NUKNOE.com, NUKNOE.link. Man, tap into the website. Yeah, you dig? Do I want to say something else? I want to say this is Sweetest Day, isn't it? Or yesterday was Sweetest Day. When was Sweetest Day? I don't know when Sweetest Day. I was born on Sweetest Day for sure. But I just want to say to everybody out there, if you have a love in your life, if you got somebody special in your life, you got to hold on to them. Must be nice. That's my Life Jennings impersonation. Y'all thought he was in the building. Man, I can't afford Life Jennings to come in the building right now. But the more you tap into the FRESHH Radio, where I bring you family revolution, edutainment, spirituality, health, and hip-hop all in one show, the more things I'll be able to do. So I appreciate everybody out there rocking with the young man. How you rock with me, man? Like, share, comment, subscribe, man. Even argue with me in the comments. I think that works too. Yeah, I'm definitely down for a debate. If you got any debate topics, man, me and my siblings, we were talking about flat Earth versus round Earth versus hollow Earth versus spherical Earth versus oceanic Earth versus we was just talking about it. So like, yeah, I'm open for all type of discussions, debates. I'm not open for no ignorance. You know, man, we really got to be able to articulate our arguments a little bit better online for sure. And that's coming from somebody who's truly indecisive when it comes to syntax. So yeah, I'm just trying to get it together. So yeah, I'm all about that in the family revolution, edutainment, spirituality, health, and hip hop all in once. Yo, man, let's make this continuing and be the movement that it is. Man, y'all peace. Peace.
Yeah. Hey. I know a lot of people cause I've been a lot of places. Might forget a name, but I don't forget faces. My game been tight for a quarter century, cause I still speak to people that I met in elementary. The only rule I follow to